We're going to brew a special beer for him, and we're going to nickname it the Sammy. So we hope to be sharing a Sammy here shortly with all the good folks from Samsung.
Korea is moving to Taylor, Texas. Oh my god.
텍사스 중부에 있는 윌리엄슨 카운티의 작은 마을 테일러. 인구 2만 명이 채 안 되는 이 시골 도시는 이번 주 삼성전자의 미국 내 두 번째 파운드리 공장 부지로 결정되면서 전 세계 언론의 주목을 받았는데요.
Samsung Electronics has chosen Texas for a new $17 billion chip plant. The factory will be sited in the town of Taylor, near Austin. Samsung had also considered locations in Arizona and New York, but Reuters sources say Texas offered the best incentives. Samsung joins rivals TSMC and Intel in the race to expand chip making in the US. Washington sees the sector as an area of strategic competition with China. It's earmarked billions of dollars in federal funds to boost US chip output and development.
삼성의 투자 결정에 대한 지역 언론 보도 내용과 주정부로부터 시민의 이르기까지 현지의 다양한 반응을 모아봤습니다. 함께 보시죠.
I'm proud to welcome Dr. Kim to the Texas Governor's Mansion. I know that there may be people in Korea who will be watching this also, and from the state of Texas, let me say to the people of Korea, we're so proud to have Samsung together with us right here at the Governor's Mansion in Austin, Texas, for being here for what is an historic announcement, the impact of which will not be felt just here in Texas, but actually will impact the entire world. And I want you to know, Texas is grateful that you chose Texas for this project. Thank you, Samsung. Importantly, this project will create more than 2,000 jobs and will have an initial capital investment of $17 billion. This is the largest foreign direct investment in the state of Texas ever. Thank you again, Samsung, for such a large investment.
You know, I think yesterday was perhaps the most important day in the history of Williamson County, Texas. I want a semiconductor manufacturing plant in our community that produces the chips that protect our community and protect our nation.
The promise of new jobs provides local businesses with hope as the pandemic lingers on.
Now it's on the rise. Everything is on the rise. It's just beautiful to see.
The people that woke up this morning, they're probably like, wow, this is really happening.
Just the preparation and the planning. I mean, I know they've worked on this for a long time, but I think it's going to come really fast, and I'm just worried that we're not prepared for it. Utilities, homes. You know, there's not a lot that's already here now.
We already have traffic jams, if you can believe it.
He knows Taylor is growing, even though that's not his preference.
We like the small town atmosphere. I think it'll be a lot of people and a lot of new people moving into town, which means more business for not just me, but for everybody. And so we'll see a lot of growth in Taylor, and hopefully we'll get a Chick-fil-A.
We need the economy to grow, and it's not growing right now, and Samsung will help. And I hate to see the farmland go.
Nettie's Nook owner Joshua Ellard says he doesn't think many of the 1,800 jobs that Samsung is bringing will go to his neighbors.
I don't know that Taylor has that many experienced college degree people in that industry.
Many folks just arrive with Samsung and all of its ancillary businesses and suppliers will be a huge shot in the arm. We're going to brew a special beer for them, and we're going to nickname it the Sammy. So we hope to be sharing a Sammy here shortly with all the good folks from Samsung.
Dig deeper, the new plant would be close to the city of Round Rock. The president and CEO of that city's chamber says today's announcement will benefit more than just the city of Taylor.
We're going to be watching for ancillary suppliers first and foremost. So we know that logistics supply chains and suppliers to a big company like a Samsung are going to follow those major investments that those large corporations make.
Taylor High School sits empty for Thanksgiving break, but the student body president says the students have plenty to be thankful for this year.
I'm super grateful and thankful on behalf of the high school students to finally be given such a big opportunity in such a small town. That feels like a bubble sometimes.
Samantha McIntyre helped push for this agreement months ago.
It could give these fellow peers, both freshmen and seniors, a goal to work towards and a definite answer on what is life after graduation.
Now, in the final deal struck between Samsung, Taylor, and Williamson County, 24 high school students will be Samsung interns every year.
They see potential and opportunities to not just go into the career field, but to change their life for generations.
One of the executives of Samsung pulled me off to the side and he said, "Judge, how are we going to do this? Because I need 24 interns starting in the spring."
There's a kid sitting in an elementary classroom who is growing up in Taylor, Texas, whose life just changed and they don't even know it.
Korea is moving to Taylor, Texas. Oh my God, are you... This is not a dream! Texas is growing! I'm happy. I'm happy.
The Samsung property will be a central figure in Taylor. You can see just how big it is compared to the entirety of downtown Taylor. Plus, it's only a mile or two from the high school that we have pointed out here. But you may notice on this map, there really aren't too many roads around the Samsung site. Just take a look at this drone video that we shot this week from the center of the new Samsung property. This was shot near the center looking toward Highway 79. There's only a few county roads that exist there. The green segment already underway, the blue segment still needing funding, and the gray segment will receive a $67 million investment from TxDOT. But to round out the partnership, Samsung agreed to chip in $6 million to build other roads around the facility as well. Last February, Austin Energy told Samsung to do a hard shutdown on its existing North Austin plant. A facility like this must have idle power at all times to keep machines and products from being ruined.
Today, our power generation capacity is 15% greater than it was last February.
We also have a piece of legislation that I co-authored with Eddie Bernice Johnson, who's the senior Democrat in Texas, to provide federal grants that would be available for weatherization.
The county and Encore will be responsible for creating the electric infrastructure needed to power Samsung's $17 billion plant. And since most of the farmland is empty, it'll be a lot of work to put in new lines, poles, and power.
오늘 영상은 여기까지입니다. 구독, 좋아요, 알림 설정으로 응원해주세요.